How long?
Yeah, let's see. It should be maybe an hour, but let's go for it. All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the new episode of the Joshua Fast podcast. Thank you very much for tuning in, and I hope everyone's doing a fucking good week. I am been having a very hectic week. It's been absolutely manic for me. I have been busy with work, and I've been busy with life. It's been stressful though, but we must continue. We must proceed how things go. I would love to see this guy's beautiful face, but it's some technical difficulty, so it's not a problem. We still can do things the good old easy way. So you can still see me, guys, but you're not going to see Matt's, but that's completely fine. It's no trouble whatsoever. But
Oh, you can see me?
Huh?
Can't see me?
No.
Oh. What's the problem?
So just press just press video on the bottom.
Ah,
there we go.
okay.
Okay, that was a good outtake. Oh, brilliant. And I'm recording at the same time. That's nice.
Yeah.
Fuck, okay. Well, I'm not going to restart that. I'm just going to go through. There we go, everyone. There's Matt's face. You can see it now. Hey, brilliant. What was I saying? Shit. I've just lost my words now. Fuck.
You were complaining about not seeing my beautiful face.
That was definitely it, and now we found it. So, so everyone, I hope you all are having a good week anyway, as I just mentioned earlier, just then. Today, I am interviewing one of the amazing guitarists I've known for the slam pure death metal community. He is a very, very experienced guitarist, and basically, I've known him for many years, especially with him being in Kraanium. And we're going to get in touch with that a little bit. But basically, he is a man with so many slide projects, and I'm a little bit confused of what to say. But hey, he loves to keep himself busy, and I fucking like that so much. Basically, this guy is the main guitarist of Kraanium and other side project bands, and I'll leave the link down in the description what the fuck list these bands of what he's in. And yeah, you guys can go and check them out later, no problem. But this guy is called Mr. Mats. How can I pronounce your last name? Funderud, is it?
Funderud.
Funderud. Okay, cool.
Funderud.
Okay, cool. No problem.
no one managed, so
hey.
Don't bother to try because everyone fails.
Yeah, that's not a problem. But anyway, how are you doing, man? It's good to see you.
Yeah, you too. I can't really remember the last time we spoke. It has to been years ago.
It was definitely years ago. It was back when you guys did.
Yes, or?
No, it was what's it called? It's a Snuff Fest in London. That was with
the Black Heart.
Yes, that's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was with us. I met you, and I met one of your drummers at the time. I can't remember his name. I think it was Victor. And your brother.
Yeah. We still had that Scandinavian lineup. Damn, that's like
years ago, bro. That was definitely years ago.
Yeah, I lost counts. Yeah.
Yeah.
But now I'm doing good, Finally some summer days here, so I'm basically wearing shorts finally. And it feels nice to get some air on my legs again.
Yeah.
But it has its own it's still kind of closed and all that stuff due to this fucking COVID shit, so can't really enjoy it as much yet. We're not like even allowed to do barbecues or get together too many people outside, so yay. Are you on curfew still?
It's kind of like we're kind of like lifted the curfew, but there's people going out more than once a day, and it's just becoming an absolute nightmare.
Yeah, and I heard Jason told me about some people that decided to go to the park and make a demonstration against the curfew.
Yeah, there was it was back basically there was a protest in London, and the protest was like the anti-coronavirus rally, and basically people just thought it was full bullshit. And I think it's quite fucking funny, and it's ironic that if anybody got it, then it's all because they all go in that mass gathering in the rally. And I don't wish anybody to get it, but it'll be a straight picture of reality that someone did get it, and they got it. They shouldn't do it.
Yeah, well, sometimes the truth hurts,
It does, doesn't it? It fucking hurts, and hopefully things do get better in the long run. I know the coronavirus is not a fucking easy thing to take lightly, and we are all missing our friends and families, dear ones, and
shows,
mm,
and shows,
yeah.
playing shows, attend shows,
Oh yeah, we will get in touch with that. Don't you worry, man. We've got some stuff we need to talk about. So
Okay,
we definitely miss our shows as well.
Okay.
Yeah, it's cool. We do miss our shows, and we will hope that things get back to normal as soon as possible. But my reality is there's going to be a second spike coming through, and it's going to get much worse. The question is, when is it going to happen? We don't know. It depends how sensible we can be. But then again, we're with people that are not full of sensibility. People are a little bit rational. So it's like it's not. We don't know really. So I don't have the answers. You don't have the answers. Nobody has the answers. If people could take things nice and easy, just try to be very considerate, keep hygienic, stay distant with people, then it will get much better, and the course will run through, and then we don't have to worry about it. So yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, we gotta do what we gotta do, right? So let's just
I know. I mean, my philosophy is like, I'm hoping that some stuff might still happen this year, but deep inside, I'm pretty sure everything's gonna get canceled until 2021.
Yeah, I think I see that happening as well. Yeah. For me, I see the shows being not happening until like late 2022 or 2021. And let's say if the second spike comes through, then 2022, then that's just gonna be bad enough as it is, because
But didn't they say that the spike was gonna be around November this year, when it gets cold again? Because the virus kind of thrives more when it's cold compared to when it's warm.
Absolutely, yeah.
So yeah, we'll see.
The best thing to do, as I just said, best thing people can do is just do what they've been told to do, and that's it. I understand that this is the time of summer, and people want to do what they want to do, but people need to be very wise of what they do, because we're being instructed to still stay inside and let the course is run. But unfortunately, there are going to be people that are just going to ignore it, and that's just going to be the problem that we all have to accept.
Yeah.
I
know.
Yeah. So. So yeah, that's out of the way, and we can talk about music, because I like to discuss about music a lot, and I know I listen to music very, very much of my timeline. Even if I listen to it,
it gets me through shit. At least it gets me through this stuff. It's easier with the music. I mean, without the music,
absolutely. And as I just said, you've got a lot of side projects, and it's fucking ridiculous. But let's talk about the main band, Kraanium. It's been many, many years since that started. Who started?
We actually have our 20 year anniversary next year.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's start off asking who started the band? Was it you, or was it God rest his soul, your brother Martin?
I think it was kind of equal. We started to discovering the environment, and we cliche as it is, that was like our gateway band into the slam, and we just wanted to try to play some groover kind of death metal. We weren't like the most skilled people, so we were like, let's try to start there.
Sure.
Now basically it was like a joint effort, I guess. We both had an idea, and then we had some people interesting too, so we just got together and started jamming.
That's good.
Took us a while. It took us a while before we kind of found our style, but it's a process as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, both of us, the Slam twins together.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be the best thing to remember that obviously you two were not just brothers but also the slamming brothers, and I
Yeah.
still I'm not gonna want to touch it too much, but I still miss your brother to this day, and I wish he was still here. You know.
Yeah, thanks, man. Me too. But it's one of those things you can't change, So
Oh.
we should try to remember the happy moments we could have with him. So
Yeah, definitely.
yep.
I mean, the best thing to do is actually just enjoy the memories, not like the last
Yeah.
moments, and it get through your day so easily and just much in a positive mind frame,
Yeah.
and considering that obviously this whole thing's going around, it can affect people's mental health and the consideration of,
Yeah.
so many things. But yeah,
But
I think it's all for the greater of good that the band is still progressing, even though it's I don't know, but yeah, it's great. It's great that it's still progressing, and it's soon to be 20 years next year. So it's
yeah,
good, man.
we have some stuff planned for the next release that will touch the anniversary, but I'm not gonna get into that before it's a reality.
Oh yeah, of
Because
course. I mean, yeah.
for now we have to work on the split EP as well first to get that
Cool.
released before we have the full length.
Mm.
So these days I'm pretty much busy writing the EP and the full length at the same time.
Yep.
But this virus thing, it makes me easy to focus on the recording. So I guess it's a good thing for what it's
in a
worth.
way, yes, people are staying at home and haven't got much to do, but they've got a lot of time in their lives that actually, if you put it in that perspective, and one of the best things to do
Yeah.
for musicians is actually sit down, do some music, and actually release it next year, because that way it's probably the best time when the virus is definitely gone, and you guys are most likely to be able to get new music out, get money involved, and then that's it. It's all good, man. I mean,
Yeah. And some inside info, I'm not gonna tell so much about it, but we
no.
already signed a deal with a new label, and everything is gonna be announced as soon as we have material ready for the full length, But for now, but that's all I can say.
Yeah, no, that's completely fine. I mean, I don't want to get into that details. Like it's it's all in good time. If people want to know new Kraanium, just wait until it's been announced, and then that's it. I'm more than happy to wait for the announcement. No big deal.
Yeah,
I
because we
mean,
still have that EP to get released and kind of get out of the way before we reveal the big secrets.
yeah,
Things takes time, so
it does, doesn't
keep
it,
it.
man? Yeah. A lot of things does take time, especially going to different side project bands. So let's just get in touch with that. How many bands are you in when it comes to side projects? You must be in a lot.
Well, if you say it depends, because I'm kind of like also doing like futures, but those we're not gonna get into because I can't even count all the
No.
bands I've been featured in lately.
Mm.
But right now, I would say the two bands that I'm prioritizing right now this year, it's Kraanium and Diphenylchoroarsine.
Yeah.
But I also have a Secret Mutilation.
Okay.
Also released EP last year, I think.
Cool.
Like a 4-song EP.
Cool.
And also I joined Lipectomy on vocals.
Mm-hmm.
We already did one CD there, and we're planning to release more maybe this year.
Mm-hmm.
And last but not least, I also have a beatdown project called Vengeful 187, which we are basically almost finished writing stuff, but right now I don't have time to put the finishing touch on it because I need to prioritize Kraanium.
Yeah.
So I would say I have like 5 active bands as of now, projects, because besides from Cranium, we're not doing live shows or
No.
stuff like that. It's just studio and collaboration with people from other countries. So yeah, 5.
It's crazy
5.
that I think it's crazy that I think apart from you, I think I only know you and Roman from Bio Noise Generator, the drummer.
Yeah, the drummer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think if I know, I think it's just you two are the most people that are doing a lot of projects where many people just do 1 or 2 projects and then that's it. It's crazy, you know. I think it's mental.
It's like I always need to have every aspect filled, because there's a lot of ideas I might come up that doesn't fit there, but it fits there,
Yeah.
And it drives me crazy to have an idea and can't do anything about it because it doesn't fit in this genre of this band, So basically, I will just come up with something and then I'll just like, oh, okay, that works there, So it's always stuff happening, but I'm not prioritizing that big other than Kraanium and Diphenylchoroarsine now because I don't have time. Believe it or not, but yeah.
No, it's true.
I don't want to have. Yeah.
I mean, we're all human beings, and we gotta make sure we have the priorities.
Yeah.
I mean,
I rather focus on the quality and not the quantity.
Sure, that's all good.
Which I think a lot of people should learn, because it's better to maybe wait 3 months to pump out something that's just to pump out to get it out there.
Yep.
I think that's kind of waste. You rather just use 3 other months to make the other sound better, and people will appreciate it even if you think it's 3 months for them to wait.
Yeah.
Just wait and make sure you do it the right way and not hurry. Stuff,
it just takes time, and it's all about patience, and all the good stuff comes out eventually.
Yeah.
I definitely am looking forward to all the new releases of the music that you are doing, or any other bands that are doing new music. Obviously, through this drastic measures of time.
Yeah.
I know there's a few bands were supposed to be releasing new music, but it's been held back until maybe later this year or maybe next year. And it's a tough situation. The biggest example was like Lamb of God, which I know that they were supposed to release a new album back in, I believe it was April, but it's been held back until September. So you can see that.
What reason?
I think it was September or something like that. But you can see that they want to take it the good measurement by actually taking it a step back, and it does affect their income, and especially like not making money. So it's like, for example, if you guys were going to be wanting to release new music, but through this tough times, nobody's going to really be buying it, because obviously most people are going to be staying at home, and not just because they got nothing to do. It's just they need to prioritize their bills first before they can actually do new music.
They need to put food on the table first, not music in their ears. Yeah.
So it's like, obviously I live on my own, so like I've been working even through this whole lockdown, and it fucking
me too.
But we have to make sure that we have put our priorities first, But I am still definitely supporting music regardless. It's people may not see it, but I still do this. I interact with people on social media to make sure that they get information, and it's just, that's also the best thing to do. It's just recognize people's bands and just spread it out, and that's always the best thing. That's what this podcast is about. Just give people the interaction and just to get the recognition that bands that they do deserve, especially underground scenery. So it's tough times, but we all going to be handling it through, I can assure it, and we're all going to be going through the next step together. And I'll be looking forward to that shit all the way through. But I do want to ask, because you just kind of touched on it earlier. Do you see shows actually happening until next year, or do you really think that's going to happen like 2022, for example?
Well, I have a hope that it will happen this year, but I'll be surprised if it happens. But it gotta happen in 2021. If it's no shows for that whole year, I think I'm gonna fucking lose my mind.
Yeah, same here.
So I might be able to ride out the storm this year, but if there's no show next year either,
that's gonna be mental.
I need to start making more projects than to write more music.
I like the idea. If there's nothing to do next year, write more project bands. I like the idea.
Yeah.
You know, you can get more money out of it.
Yeah, but luckily in Kraanium now we all have like our day jobs, so it won't really affect the income that much because we are not we're not. People might think that we live off the music, but we're actually not. You know, we're all dependent on our daytime jobs anyway.
Yeah.
But our philosophy is as long as we don't lose any money, it's a good thing.
So would you say Kraanium is like a part-time job, especially through the circumstances, or is it a full-time job with the circumstances? Because
it's a part-time job that we are hoping one day can be a full-time job, but yeah, I mean, a lot of people say that don't try to make your band as a full-time job because then you kind of lose its
interest or
enjoyment. So
yeah, that too as well. Yeah,
I don't know. We're just trying to like work up so we can play as many shows and do as many tours that we can. But I don't aim for doing it full time. You know, maybe part time, 50-50 it would work out. But I don't see it being a great thing to do it full time because it will be like any work. You know, it's no fun in the long run.
No, I know that.
Yeah.
I know for a fact that Ingested are a full-time band, and it's kind of like it's a good for them because they can have that flexibility of actually touring so much. But the same time issue is like you just got in touch where it will run its course, and sometimes it kind of loses mobility of actually like now they don't have like any shows going through until maybe next, say for example, next year. They're losing money, and it kind of sucks when, yeah, you got a new album coming out, and that's great, but you have to make sure you get some good income coming through when you're doing touring and actually providing that money that you're supposed to be gaining.
Because usually it's like the process is like you go in the studio, record a CD, you release the CD, and then you tour of the CD, you know. Yeah. But now you can't do it, so it's kind of like
it's cut that thing in half or burn the bridge through it, you know.
So yeah, you like imagine if you like invest a lot of money in the recording, you know, and then you won't make it back because you're not able to tour.
Yeah, and the weird thing is, I mentioned this on my Facebook profile this morning that Carnifex, one of the deathcore bands. I love Carnifex, don't get me wrong, but I saw an article back. This was back in April, so I kind of am getting in touch with my articles now, and I've been sidetracking it a little bit because the news media is a little bit bullshit. But Carnifex, when they go to live shows, they for the one whole year they make about $250,000 from touring, making money from shows, tickets, and merchandise altogether. So it's kind of like,
how the fuck is that possible?
Hey, I don't know. But the point is, the band can actually step up so much and actually make so much money. Like, for example, if you guys make 250,000 American dollars, it's like you'll be working hard to make sure doing a lot of touring. No job can actually stop you. Like the fans are actually paying so much merchandise that the ticket sales are actually paying from the promoters as well, so it's kind of like they make
because it's the merch. It's usually the merch that makes the money, you know. But I think that usually that's I think that's just my philosophy. I don't know if that's right, but it seems like it's a lot easier for American bands because they have a whole continent, which is one country that they can tour, And when you're a European band, you don't really have that.
No.
How to say it?
No, you don't.
You don't have that luxury.
No, it's kind of like a hit or miss type of thing in Europe, and in UK it's kind of like the same thing as well. If you come into UK at the moment, because obviously we're leave the EU part of Brexit, but our scandal is supposed to be that any band that comes from Europe comes to here, they have to pay visa and they have to pay a percentage.
I heard that as well, and that's a fucking major blow to the head.
It is. It's a major blow for any bands that actually come in and, they want to come and do shows here, especially if it's just one-off. It's a huge, huge blow if they don't make any money coming from paying merchandise whatsoever. And that's my worry, that UK soon is going to likely be a country that doesn't have the good shit coming through, simply because all this new rules that are saying, oh yeah,
you can't really come over there just to play one show. Then you have to like do a tour if you're even supposed to be lucky enough to make the money, because I'm pretty sure we have to pay a lot for the visas.
Visas would definitely cost a lot of money, and I know for a fact if you go to America, you definitely have to pay a lot of money for visas, and it's bad enough as it is. So if it comes from here, then if there's more than America, I'll be fucking worried. And considering how bands are going to be able to want to come here if the visas cost so much money, man, that's my major concern. But this is not to bash the idea. Well, I fucking hate it personally, but it's more of the music fans and the metal industry or the music industry to understand that bands like Kraanium, bands like Ingested, bands like Carnifex, or any underground band sceneries do suffer income, and they won't be able to tour much if they don't get the right, what's the words I'm looking for? They won't get the right opportunities away in front of them, because let's just say record companies are not going to be able to do anything with the bands. Bands like Kraanium are like hidden gems, and they've been doing tours for many, many years, and record companies will be like, nah, too heavy, nah, too gory. It's all shit like that. And it's all cliche. Like, where's the times that these companies would be able to do shit and say, you know what, let's give them a try, because we are allowed to have these hip hop artists or anything to say a lot of shit like sexual stuff or drug stuff, and they make thousands and thousands of money.
And I mean, hip hop artists, they even take out women on the stage and they fucking bash them publicly, and they're fucking allowed to do it.
I know.
And what do? We don't even have we don't have any graphical scene show, anything, all we have like graphical lyrics or fucking song titles,
That's it. Yeah, that's it. I mean, there's always a discretion of eyes, regardless. Like, for example, Dying Fetus did the artwork for Wrong to Fuck With, and they always put down like our discretion of eyes. So like, it's all gory. So I would have assumed the mainstream would have understand that bands will do that just to make sure they can actually get recognized in the public. But the problem is, it's just, again, it's all this mainstream medias and mainstream label companies, the record dealers and everything. They do not want to go that far because they believe they're going to lose income. And it fucking sucks, because metal, brutal death metal, and any other genres do deserve the recognition, and they deserve the opportunity,
Yeah, but everyone just like normal people, they can't really see the positivity and the good stuff that our kind of music brings to people, because they just think about its death and destruction and all bad things,
Sure.
And that's something I don't think people ever will get unless they are like into it.
No,
that's the main problem.
Yeah, of course. And I just think it fucking it's kind of like an ironic thing that, like I just mentioned, it for the mainstream stuff, it's all about sex, drugs, and hookups and whatever, and
Yeah,
violence and everything. But we do it. It's just a theme, not like we do it because it's real for us. Like, yeah, the theme,
yeah.
all the gory stuff. It's like it's
I
related to
mean,
horror, for example.
it's a fucking gimmick.
Mm,
It's a fucking gimmick, and people will never get that, the same way as they think every black metal band is Satanist, which is total bullshit.
exactly.
Uh, and they kind of alienate what they don't understand,
Yeah,
rather than just give it a chance. They're just like, no, too extreme. They're all
exactly.
crazy. Bye.
That's it. But fuck it, it's whatever. And I wish one day the mainstream media can understand it. But hell, I could probably get fucking blocked at the end of this day because of the mainstream media thinks, oh, we disagree with what they do. It's not like I disagree. The idea is like, and I can understand that it kind of like hurts their image if that's the case. But bands like what we listen to, you and I, they deserve the recognition, and they deserve just an opportunity more than any other bands that gets the popularity. And
Yeah,
it would be nice to see all these bands that we listen to day to day, and put our money towards it, just gets the opportunity. That's all we
yeah. It's
want to
all
see.
about politics. It's all about politics. What's
Of course
politically
it is.
correct or not.
Of course it is.
And yeah, we're not that happy.
No.
No, we're not that lucky on that part.
No, I'd rather be unlucky than just being a lucky person. I'd rather
Yeah,
just listen to what I do listen to, and if people don't like
yeah,
it, which I know for a fact
same.
many people don't like the music I listen to, that's completely fine. I'm more than happy for people to have their opinion and just have their fun to say, oh, this is all just noise
Yeah,
and that's completely cool. I'm happy with that, but don't expect me to change my music taste just because you don't like it. You know.
yeah, exactly. I mean, if someone listening to shitty pop music, I respect their choice about it.
Mm.
And I don't really bother to bash them out. It's just like, okay, that's your thing, cool for you. But just as long as you respect my things, I'll respect yours. That's
Unfortunately,
basically my outlook on things. Respect me and I'll respect you.
yeah,
And if you
exactly.
want to bash my music, well, I don't really care anyway. But you know,
Well, I probably will give a shit if people don't like it, but people need to understand. Like we just said, we will accept people with open arms, but
yeah.
it's just whatever, you know. Let's get in touch with you being a guitarist. How long did you become a guitarist when you hold a guitar for the first time? And what actually made you want to be a guitarist? Was it just because, it it felt like it was right, or was it just because, there was nothing else you want to do?
Well, it's a funny story to this because I think I started playing when I was 15 or 16.
Hmm.
So that's now 25 years.
Roughly 25 years.
Yeah, and it was basically just a lucky shot because we had some people in our class, me and my bro, that had a band, and we really wanted to like do the same as they did, and
Hmm.
start playing a band and stuff. But they did not want to have me and my brother in the band, ironically, because our interest was too too rough. They wanted to play some fucking rock shit,
Oh yes,
and
yeah.
we didn't want to do that. And so we just started to like think about the idea to maybe me and him start a band. And then
Mm.
I remember our neighbor, he was like a big musician, and he always would talk about being on tour and all this crazy stuff.
Okay.
And I'm like, oh, it sounds cool. And then one day he was gonna throw away a drum kit,
Right.
and he was like, yeah, you guys, you want a drum kit, and you're like, whoa, for free. So yeah, we got the drum kit. We set it up in the basement, and our parents, they were like totally fine with it, because they rather have us doing music than doing drugs or whatever bad things, you know.
That's
so they
it.
kind of,
Yep.
yeah. And we realized quickly that both me and my brother wanted to play drums, but I sucked at playing drums, and we needed someone to play guitar, you know. So I was like, yeah, okay, I'll pick up the guitar. And then 2 months later, that same dude was gonna throw away a guitar. I think it was like some shitty Fender Squire or some bad stuff. Yeah. And then he gave it to me, you know, and then we had our instrument. We started jamming, you know, and I haven't stopped playing since.
That's great, man. I mean,
yeah, at the beginning, we played in our room, but our parents couldn't handle it, so we had to find another place to rehearse.
But it all came in a good way, because now obviously Kraanium exists, and you know all that stuff comes in good times as well. So it's good memory, you know.
Yeah.
I remember I had a guitar when I was about, I think it was maybe 18, 19, and I wanted to try, but it fucking failed so bad. And my mom was like, "Oh, do you want a new guitar?" I was like, "No." I was like, "I don't want to continue with this shit. No way."
Well, was that because you realized you were not musically?
I was for me. I wasn't. Okay, so patience was definitely one of the reasons, and I was incapable of learning the music, the algorithm, and it's just like, with music wise, obviously it takes patience, but at the same time, I wasn't really learned that much either. And I didn't really know brutal death metal or anything like that until I was 22. So most of the time I was listening to like, I was listening to like thrash metal, or maybe just like ordinary heavy metal bands. You know, but hey,
we started there as well, you know, but I don't think I discovered. Yeah, I think I discovered. Me and my bro discovered with the environment and all that brutal stuff around 99 or 2000.
Oh, okay.
I think.
Nice.
So we were pretty late, because before that we were more like into black metal and the more normal death metal stuff, you know. So I basically have my roots back the same way you do, with a more softer music.
Yeah. I mean, all this soft music came into the way of learning about, you know, how to be more heavier in life, and, you know, how to actually understand brutal death metal, or even death metal in general, to actually say, yeah, it's definitely the right music for us, and we felt the love of it. Funny story for me was, I actually started listening to metal relayed by a video game called Guitar Hero, and
yeah.
I listened to this stuff like Ozzy Osbourne, Megadeth, Metallica. There were some good rock bands in there as well, and I started to learn a bit more in depth with it. So the bands came involved like the Black Day Murder, Devil Driver, Trivium, and, you know, all those bands came into my life as I was a teenager. Then I think the first death metal band I listened to was Cannibal Corpse.
I started there as well.
After that, everything else came into history.
Were you good at Guitar Hero though? Were you good at playing Guitar Hero?
The guitar I had, I think it's still somewhere in my mum's house. But
no, I mean, were you good at playing Guitar Hero?
Oh yeah. Good. Yeah, it was all the stuff I played in guitar was like in expert mode. So it was like I was definitely the expert person, and most of the time I was just staying at home, just doing nothing but playing video games anyway. But to be fair, video games had a good hit for me as well, because there were some games like Grand Theft Auto, for example, had some good music themes. Like Grand Theft Auto Vice City had a good.
I loved it.
So
I fucking loved the soundtrack there.
Yeah.
I would say still I'm fucking hooked on video games though. I never stop playing. I still play like on a regular basis.
Yeah, exactly. And if people haven't really got anything to do, Yeah, and if nobody's got anything to do, this will be the best solution as well, and especially trying to interact with many people as possible. It's a good thing to do. Like, I know many people that I try to date were not video game people as well, and they would be like, "Oh, you play video games, you shouldn't do this."
Yeah. I've heard this a couple of times too, that you're not grown up if you play video games, you know.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking like, okay, if you can't accept me for playing video games, then
yeah,
you know.
My thing was like, okay, if you don't want me to play video games, that's fine, but just try not to date people that are into drugs or dealing or anything like that. That's hard enough as it is, you know. And people like ourselves are actually not going out, and we're not causing any trouble. We're not actually cheating. We're not doing anything like that. So we're actually the decent ones compared to the ones that are telling us to grow the fuck up, you know.
Yeah, I know.
So
And a funny thing though, I never played Guitar Hero. Never,
really?
ever did. No.
It's not a bad game, honestly. It's I mean, it's not a bad game at all. I mean, you can watch clips of it and you can understand where it's come from. Like there's another game called what's it called? Rocksmith. And Rocksmith is more of a real life Guitar Hero type of theme, that you actually play the real guitar on it, and it has the same layout just like Guitar Hero did. Instead of buttons, you're using your fretboards, and you know you're playing the right specific strings on there instead of just one. What's it called? Like a flip switch or something like that on the Guitar Hero guitar.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like it has the same layout, it has the same understanding. So it's kind of like that was a cool evolution idea for like people that want to play.
I think that's a lot better than have to just have buttons to play, you know. Pretty much.
Exactly.
That's why I never wanted to play Guitar Hero, because I did not want it to interfere with my real guitar playing, you know. And as opposed to a lot of other people that think that if they are good at Guitar Hero, they can be good at playing guitar in the real, you know.
Yeah.
But that's not how it works.
Yeah, I heard there was some research that people have done that before, and I think that's fucking cool, you know.
Really?
Yeah, people have done that before. Yeah. And
so they start learning to play guitar by playing a rock, you know, Guitar Hero, and then they progress to the real guitar.
I think in a way it's kind of like it's a puzzle. So people need to have that learning experience to have like a puzzle game to actually get the idea to say maybe I can play in real life guitar. But Rocksmith does have that training evaluation where you can actually play with your real life guitar, get some training in there, and actually learn the chords, the power chords, the riffs, the solos, and stuff like that. So that it's actually does provide so much experience, and people do not see that perhaps when it comes to like it's not just metal in general. There's some stuff like jazz and blues. So there's all a lot of stuff out there, and it does help a lot of people. So it's a good thing.
I would put more my bet on Rocksmith for being a good gateway to learning.
Hey, that'd be fucking awesome.
Fucking Guitar Hero, you know.
that in a way that would be fucking awesome to see like bands like Kraanium or Cannibal Corpse to be on you know, Rocksmith. But funny story, there was a band called Rock Band, and there was a death metal band called Abnormality, and where they had this one of the EP tracks called Visions on there, and that was the most death metal band you can actually have in that game, and it was so interesting. That was one of the bands I thought, fucking hell. I thought this guy was taking the piss with his vocals, but actually it was a woman. So I was like, God damn it, that's interesting too.
But was it death metal or was it death metal?
It's actually death metal.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Nice.
It's do you know Serge Rhino? That's
of course he's like my brother, brother, you know.
That's his wife's band.
Yeah, Abnormality.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought that was fucking ridiculous when I saw the band. I just thought the EPs was the first thing I got into, and I thought that's fucking decent to have a band like that to be on Rock Band. I thought that was interesting, you know.
I hope they made some money off that deal.
I I hope they had a serious commission out of it. If they did it, I'll be fucking disappointed, man. Honestly.
Yeah.
I mean, that was a good way to get some money out of it, you know. But yeah, it's fucking cool to see bands get recognition, and whether it's video games or whether it's just like
Yeah.
learn or something like that, you know. And
I know.
I think it'd be great to have a good platform to start doing stuff like this more often. I think this is just the only one game of Rocksmith that you can just do like online tabs and just put it in the game, and then, you know, people can learn from it. So I think it would be a great platform, but I think it's kind of like outdated a little bit. But that's my only opinion. But whether it gets the updated that they deserve, we don't know.
No,
But
I mean, now it's so easy to just do your own home recordings, you know. So why bother to buy a game to learn it? Just buy the real thing and start from there, kind of.
just try, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's understandable. But I think when it comes to like needing to learn, like myself, I need to learn it, you know, and I think it'd be a good thing to try. But I understand
Yeah.
your philosophy out of it, you know, most definitely. So I was just mentioning video games. It's one of your hobbies. Do you have any other hobbies in your pastime?
Well, I have airsoft, which I've done for like around 10 years now.
That's mental.
And I spend too much money on it. And I guess I'm playing maybe, yeah, at summertime I play almost every weekend when I can. Now it's a bit hard as well
Yes,
due
of
to
course
the
it is. Yeah.
And beside that, I've told myself that before I'm 50 years old, which is in 8 years now,
Mm-hmm.
I'll have my full body covered in tattoos. So I guess my third hobby as well will
That's cool.
be to get as much tattoos as I can.
That's good.
Beside that, I enjoy video games.
Yeah.
And work. I like my work as well. And beside that, I don't really have time for anything else, you know.
No.
I used to do some skateboarding and stuff too,
Oh,
but
really?
my body is before I started in a band, I was planning to try to do a skateboard career because I had some sponsors and I was
Oh,
featured
wow.
in some Norwegian movies and stuff like that.
Okay.
But then just like the music came into my life instead, and I decided to do that. And I tried to pick up skateboarding again some years ago, but my ankles and knees, they are fucking destroyed, so
Sure.
I can't do it anymore. Same goes with snowboarding, you know, in the winter.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, but I had to put it all on the shelf and just prioritize music.
Yeah, of course. That's understandable.
So
Yeah,
that's
cool.
pretty much what I do.
No, that's cool, man. I mean, you got to keep yourself occupied with the ones that you can enjoy, and just not risk yourself so much further. But it's interesting that obviously you do this airsoft for like past 10 years. What actually made you want to do it?
Well, I've always been fascinating about weapons. From I was like 10 years old, I used to always raid the bookstores for like weapon books about weaponaries and stuff like that. And I got older, I started doing some shooting and things like that. And when I grew up, you know, living in Norway, it's not that easy to get real guns, you know. So I did the second best thing. I started with airsofting and then started collecting the guns as well as using them, you know. So I'm just very interested in weapons. So that's my way of being able to have weapons without breaking any laws.
Of course, yeah.
And beside the fact that there's nothing better way to went off to get vented, like shooting on another person and he screams like a motherfucker.
That's always a good valuation, definitely.
Without hurting him too much. Huh?
it's always a good valuation to
And
a bit better definition.
yeah, and besides that, playing airsoft is basically like a real life video game. So
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
Good, man.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah, I think we're going to get close to finishing our podcast today, and I think it's been a very great story to have you on here. It's definitely been.
Yeah, it's been great too. I didn't realize the time was.
It's
flying
almost
so
been
fast.
an hour, definitely. But I definitely want to do a catch-up session eventually when most of the stuff is out of the way. I'll definitely want to have a sit-down conversation when you come back into UK, whenever that does happen. We'll have like a message to be like, yeah, we'll have a catch-up. I definitely listen to people to have a catch-up session, just simply because, it's always great to have them back. I don't want them to be a one-off occasion where, we just have this chat and then that's it, we disappear. It's not like that. I just want people to, have a catch-up session, like if we were actually, having a good chat up, like as friends we normally do behind the scenes. It's always be a fucking good thing to do, definitely.
Yeah, I'm hoping that we can get back to UK next year. I know that Jason is working very hard to try to set something up, but the biggest headache is the money for the visa.
Of course it is. And considering the fact you guys were supposed to be in UK in September doing Snuffest again, but unfortunately that's being postponed until next year.
Yeah.
It fucking sucks. I think, was you guys supposed to be in the UK Slam Fest as well? I can't remember.
Yes.
Yeah. That lineup was fucking killer.
Yeah. So I'm hopeful. I'm just hoping that they will keep the same lineup for next year.
I mean, rescheduling it would actually be a wise thing to do, but I understand it costs money as well. Try to reschedule it, try to rebook it, and it's tough enough as it is for promoters to make sure shows happen next year. Especially when they suffer with income as well, putting their time in themselves as well. But it'll be nice to see you guys coming back next year, and we'll definitely have a chat, and we definitely will have a good long chat instead of an hour. But we always have time to have a band shout out session where we can actually give people an idea what they should listen to, whether it is brutal death metal, whether it is death metal in general, whether it's like jazz bands, whatever pops up into mind, whether it is label companies as well that does the recognition, like Rotten Music or stuff like that. So yeah, I would love to give you the first platform opportunity to give people the chance to listen to something that they have not heard before. Because you are my guest, and I love to give guests the first honor. So feel free to say whatever you want to say, my friend.
Damn, this comes a bit
unexpected.
Because lately, to be honest, I've been too focused on my own bands to really check out too much other bands. So
same.
I don't really know where to start. But I guess I can say that be sure to check out my bands and all my other projects.
Absolutely.
Besides that, I can't really think of anything to get shout out to because
no, it's completely fine, man. I mean, if that's the case, then I will jump in. Definitely Rotten Music. Aren't you sponsored by Rotten Music?
Rotten Music, yeah, Diphenylchoroarsine, we're releasing new CD on there.
Yeah.
For later this year. Yeah. And also with Secret Mutilation, he also released that one. Chris is a fucking great guy, and I love him over my heart. And he also helps us pretty much print all the merch that we do with Kraanium as well, That's so Rock Music, definitely shout out to him and his fantastic label. I agree.
Yeah, absolutely. Shout out to Chris and Rotten Music. I fucking like Rotten Music label. The band that just released a track just a few days ago, Carnifloor Floor Gore's just released a new track.
That
I
video
think it's
was
it's fucking funny.
hilarious.
It's
Yeah.
fucking funny.
And what I find so funny is that I watched the video and I looked at all the comments, and so many people, they think he's being serious, but the ones that know Floor,
Oh my
we
God.
know that he just do everything for fun.
Okay.
He's not serious about this at all.
Yeah, I have definitely not seen. I have not seen the comments, but I'm definitely gonna have to look at them now if it's all been people
Good.
being so pissed off. Fucking hell, man. Yeah. So Connie Floor, they just Floor Gore's just put up the pre-orders. So the new album, which is called Engluvated in Gold. It looks fucking cool, but I think the slam pimping brutality is a little bit cliche, but hey, it's his band, it's his choice. If people don't like it, they can suck a dick. That's how it is.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it's all fun and games. It's nothing that he takes too serious. And we already know how hardworking and serious he is with this other band, Corpse.
Yeah,
a lot of people not. Yeah, they're fucking
heavy.
Awesome.
That's fuck.
Yeah, and they're like, I think there's a lot of people who don't really realize that he's in this band as well, and he already have the recognition and the how to say it. He already have the rights to act a bit silly, because everyone knows how hardworking and serious he is with Corpse, So Carnifloor is just basically his way of having fun.
Oh, absolutely, and he has the rights to do that, But fucking hell. So yeah, Carnifloor. If nobody's listened to it before, amputated genitals. The vocalist James is a fucking awesome vocalist. He is one of those bands. It's in one of our bands called Amputated Genitals. It's a really good band. I definitely like listening to that.
Yeah, they're awesome. We had the pleasure to play with them in Las Vegas Death Fest last year, and I spoke to some of the guys as well.
That's fucking dope,
they're
man.
fucking cool guys. Yeah.
That's definitely really, really dope. And yeah, I would definitely would love to go to like US something when it comes to like the Las Vegas Death Fest or something like that. It'd be fucking nice to actually get a good idea what the scenery is like in Las Vegas. I know it's not always about casinos and lights and sex and everything, but obviously what the saying goes, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas,
Yeah, Vegas is fucking sick in its own way when it comes to everything.
Madness.
Every time, I've been in Vegas for 2 times now.
Really?
And yeah, because I was there now, and back in 2012 we also played it with Kraanium, and we had like a guest appearance with Dragging Entrails.
Nice.
And every time it was like stepping into a totally different world, and then when they come back home, it feels like, was this real? Because so much stuff weird going on, and what's so much fucked up is that basically people who lives there, they are used to it, and to them it's their reality. So that's weird.
It is weird, isn't it, man? Hopefully, I would like to go one day, but we'll see what happens.
And now with the whole Las Vegas Death Fest beef between Big Mike and the other dudes, blaming each other for all that bullshit. I don't even know if it's gonna be another Las Vegas Fest, but I know Big Mike is working on some other type of festival, but he didn't say too much about it yet.
So we'll wait and see, we'll have to keep in touch about it. So yeah, Defilement is definitely one of the bands that they need the recognition. They're fucking heavy. I fucking love Defilement.
They proved again now that they are Kings of Slam with the new CD. I would say that fucking blew me away as well.
Yeah, definitely. Brody Quinn, they've been around for quite a while, but I think they have the rights to be heavy, and they have the rights to actually stay in the metal scenery when it comes to underground scenery. They're fucking brutal. Cerebral Implication, they're fucking heavy. They're writing a new album, so hopefully it'll be out maybe next year or 2022. So it's all wait and see. Defeat Sanity has a new album coming out in July.
Oh yeah, that new track was.
It was really good. Some people didn't
Some
like
people,
it. I thought it was a
some
bit
people
weird.
didn't like it. I was like, what is there not to like? But people surprise me.
It was
Sometimes.
surprising as fuck, man. Another shout out to Disgorge.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, this episode seems to be all about heaviness, and you know, I fucking, I don't know, man. I like one of the best bands when it comes to heaviness is definitely Disgorge, and um,
And now they have like Angel on vocals too.
yeah,
It could be better. His vocals is just like.
yeah, Angel's vocal is definitely fucking awesome. Shout out to Angel, and
Yeah.
and he is, yeah, amen.
I'm actually working with him these days, because he's doing guest vocals. That turns out.
Yes, that'd be fucking nuts. Another shout will have to be, and should be the last one. So, extermination, dismemberment. I mean, hey, what can I say? They're always heavy, and they're heavy life. It's madness that a band like that is always heavy, regardless. And
Yeah.
hopefully,
Also, can I say something?
yeah,
Also
go for it, man.
featured on the new Choroarsine.
Yeah, go on.
Both the singer and the guitar player is doing guest vocals for us there. So
You heard it, guys. You heard it first of all. So if nobody watches this podcast and they don't hear this new announcement, then you guys, why are you not listening to my podcast?
missed it.
You know, so you guys should actually stay in tune with the podcasters. You might get the first ever announcement, and you definitely just heard it from here. So that would be fucking cool. I'll be looking forward to that, man. Definitely. It's extermination, dismemberment. They're a fucking good band, and I'm hoping they release a new album next year or something.
Too. Yeah, me too. They're probably working something secretly, and they just drop the bomb, and everyone be like, "What?"
It'll be out of the blue, drop a bomb, and then that's it. It'll be fucking chaos everywhere, man.
Yep.
So I think this is it. I think this is the end of the podcast, and the final verdict of the words is basically for me to say thank you everyone to stay in touch, and thank you for everyone to actually leave comments for me, to actually appreciate the fact that I'm doing so much on there. It means a lot. If you actually want to stay in touch with the podcast, just leave a subscription on this YouTube page and actually hit the bell as well, because it leaves you a notification when actually I update a new podcast episode, just like this one. And it'll be fucking cool to see how many people do it. If you don't want to leave a subscription on my YouTube page, just leave a like on my YouTube podcast page on Facebook. It's not a problem. I would just let you leave a follow on my Instagram, but unfortunately Instagram deleted my account. So fuck
What?
Instagram. They deleted my podcast account, so it was fucking weird.
In what reason? For what reason?
I don't know. I don't know. So, hey, Instagram, thanks for doing that, guys. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks. Awesome.
I know. And I was putting so much work in there. And I think it was just when I was just spamming so much new content on there. And it was probably thought it's a fucking robot or something. I don't know. So, whatever. It's cool. I was doing a good job on it. But hey, if Instagram wants to fuck it over, that's fine. Just wait until I do a new Twitch account and then, I do gaming sessions, and then fucking Instagram's not going to like it one bit. So, I'll piss off Instagram much as way as possible if I have to. So that's fine. But yeah, Matt, it's been fucking awesome to have you on this podcast. It's an absolute honor, man, because I definitely wanted to get you on here.
Yeah, I had fun as well, and nice to talk to you.
Yeah, definitely.
Once again, didn't wait too long.
It has been fucking overdue, man. It's been long overdue, and I'm hoping once this whole shit's out of the way, I'll definitely be wanting to come see you, or you come back here, and stuff like that, because again, I've known you for so many years, and it's fucking cool to keep in touch like we have done on here, or just like on Messenger or anything like that, And we should be actually keep in touch with everybody, because through this whole bad times that we all have to live through. We all need to keep each other safe and keep telling you.
Motivate each other.
Yeah,
Right?
and support each other. Yeah, exactly. And it's tough times, especially with mental health. And it's one of the main things to do is actually keep in touch with everybody. And this is the best way to do it, especially this tough times. So yeah, if you got anything else to say, Matt, just feel free to say it now before I finish the podcast.
Well, it was awesome to be able to talk to you again and to
Thank you.
Share a bit experiences and what's going on with my life and hear your views on things as well.
Yeah.
And thank you for this opportunity and hope we can catch up again.
Absolutely.
Earlier than 10 years time.
Hey, if we meet up in the next 10 years, I'll be fucking surprised. All right.
Yeah, but might happen.
It could happen, but I don't think it will happen. Maybe in the next 2 years, or maybe next year.
Yeah, but still, Death is still not cancelled, so
I think it's going to be cancelled. I personally think it's going to cancel because the reason I think it's going to cancel is just simply because it's still going to be a massive gathering, and they're trying their best to sort out the social distance, and I understand that completely, but I'd rather just reschedule it to next year, which I still got the ticket. I can just use the ticket for next year, and that way it's actually saving money, But,
they're probably gonna do that because all the other festivals they do it,
Yeah, absolutely. And hey, maybe Kraanium can actually headline on Death Beast Open next year. That'd be fucking cool.
Well, if they pay us enough, we might do that.
Hey, Lucas, if you're actually watching this, get Kraanium on.
I'm just kidding. I was kidding.
Why you had to joke like that? I was actually saying to Lucas, maybe do it, but hey.
Yeah, well, yeah. We'll do it if it's down, but, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, for sure, man, for sure. All right. Right. Thank you very much, everyone. I hope everyone just stays safe and enjoyed this podcast. If you have, leave a comment and, as I just said, leave a subscription and leave a follow, whatever you want to do. It's completely cool. It's completely fine with me. Other than that, stay tuned for the next podcast episode, which is going to be uploaded on Sunday. And I'm looking forward to the next week's sessions, which I will announce on maybe Saturday. So, yeah, thank you very much, guys. Enjoy the rest of your day. Enjoy the rest of your week. Stay safe. Stay happy. Yeah, stay brutal. Thank you.